Is it time for the Red Sox to think about promoting Marcelo Mayer? What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Sea Radio. My name is Corbin, the Red Sox #1 prospect. Well, #1 prospect, depending on where you look. Marcelo Mayer came into this year in a really pivotal situation. After coming off of a season riddled with injuries and poor performances, this was a big year for Marcelo, and so far, it has been absolutely incredible, and it's leading a lot of fans, and honestly, some analysts as well, to wonder whether or not it's officially time to think about promoting Marcelo Mayer to AAA. So, what we are going to do in today's video is look at exactly that. We're going to be breaking down what Marcelo Mayer has done so far this year and whether or not it warrants a promotion to AAA, and if not, when he should be promoted. But before we get into that, the reason we're making this video today is because it was actually voted on by our wonderful channel members. If you are looking to get more out of Red Seat Radio, I highly recommend becoming a member of this channel. By doing so, you unlock a wealth of perks that include a ton of Red Sox themed emojis, input on the actual content on the channel, a preview of every game, including what I'm betting on, and once a month, you get a private live stream with me and other members where we do things like Red Sox trivia, in which you can win and earn Red Sox related themed prizes. It's a ton of fun, and if you're looking to get more out of this channel, that's the exact way to do it. So to become a member, you can either click the link in the description below, or I'll have it in the pinned comment. Don't forget to hit that sub button if you're new here. We talk Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys hit the like button as well. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. Okay, so just to quickly recap here, because I know some of you guys don't really pay all that much attention to what's going on in the Red Sox farm system. Last year, mainly due to trying to play through an injury, Marcelo at the AA level struggled. He had a 189 average with a 254 on base percentage and a 355 slug, good for just a 63 WRC+, which ended up being about 37% below league average production. This year, however, is an entirely different story. He started the year red hot and really hasn't cooled off since. Currently, in 30 games, Mayer has a 302 average with a 348 on base percentage and a 492 slug, good for a 136 WRC+, again about 36% above AA average production in the batter's box, and a whopping 73% more productive at the plate in AA than he was last year. And that doesn't even include the game he played yesterday, because as I'm recording this video, which is a bit pre-recorded because I'm in Florida, Marcelo went 2 for 3 with a walk that brought his average up to 310 and his OPS up by 15 points to 855, which would roughly bring his WRC plus up to about 138. That's a rough calculation, so it may not be exactly that, but the point is that he's continued to absolutely kill it at the AA level, and it's not just that he's making contact, he's making really hard contact. He has 38 hits so far this year, and 15 of those have been for extra bases, 15 for doubles, 3 of them have also been for home runs. So you're talking 18 of his 38 hits. That's almost half of his hits so far in AA have been for extra bases. That is also the most doubles he's put up in a season since 2022, and we're only 30 games into this year, and he's currently on pace for an astonishing 50 doubles in the 100-game AA season if he plays every game down there. That is the Marcelo Mayer we know and love, the guy the Red Sox drafted back in 2021, and because of these statistics, people are starting to ask the question, is he ready to be promoted? So let's talk about whether or not he should be. The answer to that question, I personally think, is a bit of a tricky one, because we as fans sit there and we look at what he's producing at the plate in terms of the statistics that are available to us, and we say, yeah, this feels like a guy who's absolutely ready to take the next step in his career and get just that much closer to Major League Baseball. But I think from an organizational perspective here, there is more to it than just how many doubles he hits. Obviously, the overall results still play a huge part in this decision, and he's certainly hitting well enough to garner that promotion, but let's dive a little bit deeper. How are the ABs looking? Well, he isn't walking a ton right now. In fact, it's the lowest walk rate of his career at 7.2%. Obviously, it's a bit higher now with the walk he took yesterday, but is that something that they are looking at to say, well, maybe he needs more time? Maybe. It's not like he's striking out a ton. In fact, it's the lowest strikeout rate of his career as well at 21%. So I don't know here. I think that low walk rate is honestly because he's just getting more pitches to hit and actually hitting them. Currently, he's seeing an average of about 3.78 pitches per every plate appearance. Now, that doesn't really sound like a lot, right? It doesn't sound like he's really working counts all that much, but I still think that's a pretty solid number. However, again, I'm not in the Red Sox front office. I'm merely just a fan of the team. I'm wondering here if we're talking about whether or not they should promote him, if they start to look beyond the overall average, the slash line numbers, if this is something where they're sitting here and they're saying, okay, he's hitting the ball really well, but we'd love to see more walks, more patience at the plate. We'd love to see him see some more pitches down there so he can start to get used to different kinds of off-speed stuff. That could definitely be a question or a hindrance in whether or not Marcelo Mayer gets promoted. Now, there's a couple other things we can look at in terms of what fans have access to that could give us a bigger picture as to what the Red Sox decision may end up being here in the next couple of weeks. And one of those is where he's actually hitting the ball. When he's making contact, what percentage of those is going which way? And right now, a lot of it is directly into the ground. In fact, over half of the contact he is making right now at this moment is a ground ball. It's 51.2% of the time, which is by far and away the highest of his career. But at the same time, too, he's also hitting a ton of line drives. He's hitting line drives at 22.7% of the time, which is, again, the highest he has ever hit outside of his 2022 season in low A before he got promoted to high A baseball. So when you're looking at this, right, it's sort of back and forth a little bit in terms of the outlying metrics. It's a lot of good, a lot of, hey, maybe this is something we need to work on at the AA level before we bring him up to the AAA level. So you kind of sit here and you say, well, that didn't really clear anything up. And you're right, it didn't clear anything up because this is a bit of an interesting conversation. Again, like I said, it's a bit of a tricky one to answer because there's just so many factors that go into whether or not a prospect is ready to take the next step. And we haven't even talked about yet what he's doing outside of the batter's box, because obviously, if you're the Red Sox, you're not just looking at his batted ball profile, you're also looking at what he's doing on the field. And right now, he's struggling a little bit, not gonna lie. In 27 games at shortstop, he already has 7 errors. Now, he's still adjusting to different mechanics. He's adjusting different shifts. He's trying to figure himself out at shortstop as he matures, gets older, puts on weight, all that good stuff. So there's going to be a learning curve here, but I do wonder if the Red Sox are saying, yeah, that bat's ready to take the next step, but we need to make sure that he is fully capable of doing everything we ask of him, which includes being solid on the defensive side of the ball. And right now, he's just not fully there yet. AA is honestly the perfect arena for him to focus on doing that. You're facing probably the most talented prospects in the entire farm system, right? Most really talented prospects spend a significant time in AA and not a ton of time in AAA. So you're getting a ton of really good hitters at the plate, which leads to a lot more interesting opportunities for Marcelo Mayer defensively. So like I said, there is just so much that goes into this decision that really we aren't even privy to, right? It's so much more than just average and the amount of home runs he's hitting. And a lot of that information we just don't have access to. It's stuff that the Red Sox are compiling themselves. It's metrics, it's data that we just will never see the light of day, that we just really don't have access to, period. And I don't know if this is something the Red Sox are seriously considering yet. If you're asking me personally, will Marcelo Mayer get a promotion soon? If I was in charge of this situation, absolutely. Of course I'm promoting Marcelo Mayer. I think what he's showing at the AA level is enough and advanced enough, in my opinion, to allow him to continue his development in AAA and get just that much closer to Major League Baseball. I think he's sort of ready for that next step, but I'm nowhere near in charge of making that decision. And I think the Red Sox are going to be really careful with it. This is a big prospect that they have sunk a lot of hope into in terms of the future of this organization. They're going to want to make sure that he is ready as humanly possible before he takes a next step, and that could involve more time in AA, right? Even once he gets to the AAA level, I think they're going to be really careful about how and when they promote him, because again, there's just so much riding on these big 3 prospects that the Red Sox have essentially hitched their wagon to for the future of this organization. They're essentially sitting there telling you, hey, we're not spending money, we're not doing anything until Marcelo Mayer, Roman Anthony and Kyle Teel are up here in the big leagues, and we can assess what the actual talent level of our organization is at that point. And to me, part of that could be we're going to give him an extended period in AA. Once he starts showing signs that he's doing well, we're going to want to make sure that one, he could stay healthy, and two, he could do this on a continuous basis, even though in my opinion, Marcelo Mayer has more than proved that. I would guess realistically what they are looking for in terms of the next promotion is somewhere along the lines of 250 plate appearances before they make this decision. Right now, he's currently at 138 plate appearances, which would put him reaching that goal of 250 right around the 50 game mark. A little bit over that, but right around that area of the Sea Dog season, which is about a month away. I do, however, think we are close to seeing a Marcelo Mayer promotion. Pretty clear right now that what he's doing warrants a promotion. I think they're just trying to be careful, and I do think he gets up to AA before the midway point of the 2024 season, especially if he continues to hit like this. I just don't think it's within the next days or weeks. Again, I would expect maybe we see him towards the end of June if he keeps hitting like this, once they get towards that 50 game mark in the AA season. I'm not sitting here, I'm not a guru, I'm not a genie, so I'm not entirely sure. That's just my best guess. But what does that mean for Marcelo Mayer? Well, once he gets to AAA, I think there starts to become a very realistic chance that we see him make a major league debut at the back half of 24. Maybe a September call-up, maybe a little bit before a September call-up, just to get his feet wet, see what he's doing in the minor leagues. But regardless of when he gets promoted, this is all really exciting stuff, right? The fact that we are talking about the Red Sox highly touted prospect actually putting together a season that's of extreme note, that to the point where we're making videos as to whether or not he gets promoted, is very, very good news in my opinion. And I do think it's coming. It just might not be tomorrow, but that's just my opinion. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think of all this? What do you think of what Marcelo Mayer's doing right now in AA? Do you think it's enough to get to AAA? And if not, when do you think it will be enough for you or the Red Sox to decide, yeah, he's ready for that next level? Let me know all your thoughts on the possibility of a Marcelo Mayer promotion in the comment section down below. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Just helps it out a ton, and it would mean a lot to me. Don't forget, all these episodes are also always available in podcast form. Go to your favorite app, look up Red Sea Radio, or click one of the links in the description to listen today. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the Red Seats.